Pork provides protein, iron, and essential vitamins to millions of Americans. But few people take the time to learn about how pork gets to their plate. From farms to giant cold storage facilities, the process is both amazing and complex. Are you ready to discover what goes on behind the closed doors of an American pork processing plant? Let's find out. Every single day, Americans consume more than 11,000 tons of pork. Behind ribs and sausages at your local supermarket lies an astonishing industrial system that combines human skill and cutting-edge technology. In fact, just one modern U.S. processing plant can handle up to 20,000 pigs in a single day. But here's the big question. How do farmers, workers, and machines all come together to transform thousands of animals into the neatly sealed packages we see on the shelves? For your plate, pork delivers high-quality protein, B vitamins, iron, and zinc, and when handled under USDA rules, it's safe and fits a balanced American diet. Each link of the chain is crucial. The farmers who monitor feed and health, the veterinarians who ensure safety, the drivers who transport livestock, and the technicians who manage automated cutting machines. Today, we'll take you inside the world of American pork production from the farm, where pigs are raised in climate-controlled barns, to the factory floor, where teams of skilled workers operate side by side with powerful machines. This journey will show you not only the scale of production, but also the delicate balance between animal welfare, food safety, and efficiency. And yet, as massive and mechanical as it may seem, people are still at the heart of the process. Without their knowledge and decisions, no amount of automation could guarantee quality. That combination of human responsibility and technological precision is what makes American pork production one of the most advanced food systems in the world. So get ready, because over the next chapters, we'll discover how a living animal is cared for, transported, processed, and finally transformed into the meat that feeds millions every single day. The battle of food production is fascinating. Do you trust more in human skill, 1, or in machine power, 0? Share your choice and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next part. Our journey begins on the farm, where pigs are raised in highly controlled environments. Forget the old picture of muddy pens. In modern America, most pigs grow up inside climate-controlled barns. These facilities regulate temperature, provide clean water around the clock, and even play soft background music to reduce stress. From the very first days of life until they reach about 5 to 6 months of age, pigs are carefully monitored. Each barn can house hundreds of animals, yet every detail is tracked: how much feed they consume, how fast they gain weight, and whether their behavior shows signs of illness. Teams of veterinarians and specialized workers are present daily, because any sickness could affect not only the animal's welfare but also the safety of the meat. Their diet is equally precise. A balanced mix of corn, soybeans, vitamins, and minerals fuels rapid growth while shaping the flavor and tenderness of the final product. By the time they reach 220 pounds, considered the ideal market weight, the balance of muscle and fat is just right for juicy cuts. It might surprise you, but welfare and efficiency often go hand in hand. A stressed pig grows poorly, and poor growth means poor meat. That's why farms invest heavily in automated feeding systems, clean flooring, and continuous ventilation. In many barns, sensors track air quality and temperature 24/7, and alarms alert workers instantly if something goes wrong. Biosecurity is strict: controlled entry, disinfected footwear, and quarantine for new animals. Routine vaccinations and digital health records follow each lot, linking barn data to plant traceability systems so every package can be traced back to its origin. At this stage, the pigs are no longer fragile piglets, but strong, healthy animals raised under a system designed to maximize both productivity and food safety. The goal is clear: by the time they leave the farm, every pig must be in top condition, free of wounds, infections, or fever, before taking the next step in the chain. When the pigs have reached the right weight and passed all the farm-level checks, it's time for the next step: transportation to the processing plant. At dawn, long lines of specialized trucks begin arriving at the gates. Each vehicle is designed for livestock, ventilated, divided into compartments, and kept at stable temperatures. On a busy day, a single U.S. plant can receive 15,000 to 20,000 pigs, all arriving in carefully scheduled shifts so that no line ever becomes overcrowded. The unloading process is just as important as the trip itself. Wide ramps with non-slip flooring and side barriers guide the pigs calmly toward holding pens. Workers avoid shouting or pushing because stress can damage meat quality. In fact, animals under high stress may produce what experts call PSE meat, pale, soft, and exudative, which is unsuitable for sale. That's why every detail, from the angle of the ramp to the lighting in the corridor, is designed to keep the animals calm. Once inside the plant, the pigs rest for 2 to 4 hours in shaded areas with constant airflow and unlimited access to clean water. This pause helps them recover from transport and stabilize their physiological levels before the next stage. During this time, veterinarians walk through the pens, observing each animal's movement, breathing, and behavior, sometimes even checking temperature with handheld scanners. Any pig showing signs of fever, lameness, or abnormal fatigue is separated immediately. Paradoxically, a sick pig often escapes slaughter because strict rules forbid animals with visible health problems from entering the food chain. This system ensures that only the healthiest animals proceed, reinforcing both food safety and consumer trust. For Americans, knowing that each package of pork has passed layers of inspection builds confidence in the industry. By the time the resting period ends, the pigs that remain have passed multiple checkpoints from the farm to the truck to the plant itself. They are calm, hydrated, and medically cleared. It is only then that they move toward the most sensitive stage of all: slaughter and primary processing. From the resting pens, pigs move toward the slaughter line, where technology and human oversight meet in the most delicate step. Automated gates advance small groups to avoid crowding and keep stress low until the final moment. Modern U.S. plants use electrical stunning. A brief targeted shock to the head renders the animal unconscious in under a second. USDA inspectors and welfare specialists verify that every stun is effective before the line proceeds. Once unconscious, the pig is hung by a hind leg on a moving rail. A precise cut to the carotid artery allows complete bleeding. An adult pig releases about 1.1 to 1.3 gallons of blood collected in stainless tanks. Rather than wasted, it's routed to byproduct streams such as fertilizers and animal feed. At scale, lines can repeat this step up to 600 times per hour with metronomic rhythm. Next comes cleaning. The carcass enters a 149 degrees Fahrenheit scalding bath to soften skin and loosen hair, then passes through dehairing machines with rubber rollers and paddles. A brief singe with controlled flame removes fine residue, followed by a cold rinse that halts heat and leaves the surface smooth. Across this zone, stainless steel surfaces, high-pressure rinsers, and 180 degrees Fahrenheit knife sterilizers reduce contamination risk. Operators cycle blades through hot water scabbards between tasks. Sensors track rail speed, stun effectiveness, and scald tank temperature. Any deviation triggers alarms and slows the line. Color-coded aprons and tools separate dirty steps from clean ones, so hair and aerosols don't migrate forward. Before evisceration, pre-op checks kick in. ATP swabs, test surfaces, foam sanitizers cover contact points, and tool dips return to 180 degrees Fahrenheit between cuts. HACCP critical points, stun amperage, bleed time, scald temperature are logged to a central database linked to traceability. Humane handling cameras and supervisor rounds document compliance, while microstops let crews sanitize rails. If any metric drifts out of spec, the system halts until corrections are logged. By the end of this stage, the carcass is stabilized and ready for interior work evisceration and official inspection. With the carcass now hairless and clean, it enters one of the most critical stages: evisceration and inspection. Workers, equipped with sterilized knives, make a precise incision. The internal organs, liver, heart, lungs, stomach, intestines, are carefully removed. Each worker may handle hundreds of pigs daily, But accuracy is essential, since even a small mistake could compromise food safety. The organs are sorted automatically. Edible parts like liver and heart go to food markets, while others move to rendering plants for oils, fertilizers, and pet food. Nothing goes to waste. USDA veterinarians inspect every carcass, checking for disease or injuries. If an issue is found, the body is diverted and rejected. This ensures only healthy, high-quality pork enters the food chain. Once cleared, the carcass is washed with high-pressure cold water. At this point, it is no longer a pig but a pork carcass, a sanitized body ready for chilling. The next step is cold storage maturation. Carcasses hang for 16 to 24 hours in rooms kept between 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 39 degrees Fahrenheit. This resting period allows internal heat to dissipate, fibers to firm, and surface moisture to drop. The process improves texture and extends shelf life. Sensors monitor conditions, and alarms stop the line if temperature drifts. Once chilled, the carcass proceeds to cutting. First, it is split lengthwise into halves. Skilled butchers and machines then separate primary cuts: hams, loins, ribs, bellies, shoulders. Each station has a single focus, allowing up to 600 carcasses per hour. Machines measure weight and fat, sorting cuts for fresh sale, sausage production, or export. During cutting, knives are re-sterilized at 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and color-coded tools separate raw and clean zones to safeguard HACCP controls and lot-level traceability. Bones and trimmings are used for broths, oils, or feed. By the end of this stage, the carcass has become recognizable portions. Clean, firm, and sorted by grade, the meat is almost ready to be packed and shipped. What started as a live animal is now an array of cuts, prepared for American tables and markets worldwide. Once the carcasses have been chilled and cut into their primary portions, the focus shifts to packaging. Each cut, whether a loin, rib, or tenderloin, is placed in either vacuum-sealed bags or trays, flushed with a controlled atmosphere. Labels are applied showing product type, weight, expiration date, and a traceability code that links the meat all the way back to its farm of origin. This transparency allows consumers to know exactly where their food came from. The packaging hulls are chilled to about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and workers wear protective clothing to preserve hygiene. Automated weighing systems check every package, and cameras verify labels in real time. If an error is detected, such as a missing date or mismatched weight, the package is automatically diverted for correction. Quality control here is relentless, because these are the final products destined for families' dinner tables. Once sealed and labeled, the pork enters massive cold storage chambers. Rows of pallets stretch floor to ceiling, each maintained under strict temperature monitoring. From here, forklifts load the packages onto refrigerated trucks that supply supermarkets, restaurants, and export docks. A single plant can distribute over 100 tons of pork per day, meeting part of the 11,000 tons consumed daily in the U.S. The journey from piglet to packaged product may seem mechanical, but it is also deeply human. Farmers nurture animals with care, veterinarians protect food safety, and workers on the line combine their skills with technology to deliver consistent quality. Machines provide speed and precision, but people make the crucial decisions that safeguard the nation's food supply. By the end of this chain, what began as a single pig on a farm has been transformed into neatly sealed packages, ready for American households and global markets alike. It is a process at once industrial and personal, high-tech and hands-on, an enormous system that feeds millions every single day.